My name is Daniel Wynn, and by day I invest in sports cards, but by night I make videos about investing in sports cards. I am the great curator. Join me on my journey to break even in the hobby that we all love.
Hello everyone, I'm the Great Curator and welcome to my channel. If this is the first time you guys are visiting, thank you for stopping by. I really do appreciate it. Just like I say in all my intros, the purposes of these videos, this is just my creative way of kind of giving back to the hobby, helping new people who are just entering to kind of get information out there. I like to share my perspective, my opinions about topics and issues that I want to discuss. It's strictly educational purposes. I'm not selling anything. I'm not promoting any type of agenda. This is just my way of kind of giving back to the community to help it grow and to help the hobby. The message that I really like to convey in these videos is a positive message. Okay, I want the hobby to grow. I want everybody to have fun, have success, whether you're in this to collect, whether you're in this to invest, whatever label you want to put on the reason why you're in this hobby. The main thing that we're all here for is to have fun. Okay, so I love that message. This is just a message that I'm going to be putting in all my videos going forward. I need to get it a little bit more concise, but that's my main purpose, guys. I just want to help the community. I want to grow it. I want to give information out there, start these discussions, and hopefully you guys find it useful. If you find any value in my videos, please subscribe, please share these videos. That type of encouragement, that type of feedback really encourages me, really motivates me to continue to make these videos. As I pump out more videos and as I get more feedback, I will continue to try to invest my time and effort and money into improving the quality of these videos, which in turn will hopefully improve the quality of the content for you guys, okay? So I really do appreciate that. Okay, now that that's out of the way, let's talk about today's topic, which is going to be a very interesting one here. Today's topic is going to be how to set up at card shows, all right? So if you've been following my other videos, I started out on very basic subjects on what I call sports card investing 101. This is basically like why you should be investing, how you should be investing, what type of strategies you should employ. Then I kind of got into sports card investing 201, where I talk about like buyer seller etiquette, how to structure deals, what to look for, things like that. Now I'm going to get into my 301 series where I actually give you guys more specific examples. We're going to be doing case studies on specific deals that I do myself and explaining my thought process behind that and how to set up at card shows and how to go find deals and things like that, okay? So today's topic is going to be how to set up at card shows, all right? All right, so everybody that's watching this video, you guys have probably gone to a card show at some point, at least most likely, all right? That's what I'm going to assume, right? And at card shows, they're so much fun, whether they're small or big. You go around to each table, you bring your case of cards, you show the dealers, you try to get them to buy your cards, you try to get them to make deals and trade your cards and things like that. But I know that all you guys have always felt this, right? Everybody feels this. Sometimes you feel at a slight disadvantage when you're talking to these dealers, right? Because they have the power to say no. They're not interested in your card. They want to pass on your card, whatever. They want to, buy your card at like 70% comps, 80% comps, whatever it is. We all feel like this sense of disadvantage when we talk to these sellers, right? And sometimes we feel intimidated by them sometimes. And sometimes these sellers will dictate the deals or dictate the terms of the negotiation, right? It happens to all of us, right? So it's normal when you're on that side of the table. That is a normal feeling that you get. And I said this before in some of my other videos, but I believe that really there's no difference between one side or the other. I believe both sides should be equal. The person on the other side of the table, unless they really run this as a business, they're just some person that does this as a side hustle, just like you. So they should be in the same position as you. So I've said that before, but there is a noticeable advantage, okay? So today I'm gonna tell you guys how to get on the other side of the table, how to do that, what to do, how to prepare for it, and the benefits of doing that, okay? So let's just get right into it. All right, so the question is, why would you want to pay for a table at a card show, right? When you can just go to the card show, sometimes you just pay the admission price, or you can go for free. You can go to all the tables out there, see what they are. You can interact with all these people. So why would you want to be stuck behind a table, right? Okay, a couple reasons. Number one is what I kind of touched about already is you get better deals. When you're on the other side of the table, whether you view that person as equal or not, there is a clear distinction. There is a clear advantage in terms of the deals that you can get. When somebody comes up to you and they say, hey, do you want to buy this card? Do you want to trade this card? They are motivated. They already have it in their mind that they want to do that deal with you, okay? They are motivated. So you, on the other side of the table as the seller, you have the power to say yes or no, okay? And if you say yes, then you can negotiate from a position of strength with them, okay? So number one is you get better deals. You can usually buy cards at a better price. You can usually trade and demand more in trade value when you're on that side of the table, okay? So number one is better deals. Number two is you get curated cards that are brought to you. So when you're at a card show, you go to all the different tables, and whatever is out there, that's what you see. So you try to basically hunt and go after it. Whereas when you have a table, people see your collection, they see what you have, what you're buying, or what they think that you want to buy, and they will bring you cards that they think that you want. This happens to me all the time. At a lot of card shows, I put out wrestling cards because I love wrestling, and I'll show you an example here. This Ultimate Warrior, autograph card. All right. I love wrestling, and somebody brought this card to me at one of the shows in Dallas that I was at, right? And I swooped it up real quick. And I promise you, if I was walking the entire Dallas show, I would not have found this card. Okay, this is not something that is just widely put out there and easy for to find. Okay, it's very rare. But because they saw my collection, they brought this to me. So you get curated cards brought to you, which is an advantage. Okay, and especially when you're at a show. You may interact with all the other sellers at the show if you're going there, but you don't interact with all the other attendees of the show, all the other people that are walking the floor. You can't interact with them. But when you have a table, you can, because everybody at a show will stop at your table. They will look to see what you have, and if you ask them, they will show you what they have. So you get to see more cards, believe it or not. You get to see more cards when you're on the other side of the table, okay? So that's the second benefit. Third benefit is that if you're trying to sell cards, it is much easier to sell your cards at a table than it is to go walk the floor and ask every seller if they want to buy your cards, okay? So just going back to my first point in terms of you get better deals because, sellers have the right to say, or people on the other side of the table have the right to say yes or no. Same thing here, okay? You put out all your cards there, okay, and you get everybody coming to look at your table. If there's one person that wants that card, they will buy it, okay? It's a lot easier to do that than it is to take all your cards and show them to every single table, hoping one of the sellers will want that card, right? So I've had cards that like 9 out of 10 people don't want at all. Okay, that I've shopped around to many different sellers, many different tables, and nobody wants it for whatever reason, but I'll put it on my table, and then that one person that wants that card, they'll find it and I'll move the card, right? So it's a lot easier, guys, to sell the cards that you want to sell at a table if you have them displayed versus trying to shop them around to each table. Okay, and then finally the last reason that I'll just highlight here, there are many different reasons, but the last one that I'll highlight is it is fun. It is fun to have a table, guys. It is fun to transact. This is what makes the hobby great, is the personal interactions that you have with the other people. If it wasn't about the people, if it wasn't about the community, we would just be buying, selling on eBay, right? And a lot of people do that, but that's no fun, to be honest. But at the shows, you get to interact with people, you get to meet new people, you can exchange Instagram information, you can talk about cards, talk about players, you get to see different types of cards that come to your table, which is really cool, but it's just a lot of fun. And then when you sell a card to somebody, that's a great feeling. No matter how much profit you make on the card, just being able to sell and transact, that is so much fun, guys. And that is what really, really makes this hobby what it is, okay? So I highly, highly recommend you guys try to get a table just for those reasons alone, okay? Again, better deals, curated cards, easier to sell, and it's a lot of fun. All right, so those are the reasons why you would want to have a table. Now, quickly, I'll just tell you guys how to get a table. Okay, if you're not familiar how it works, this is what you have to do. It's super easy. Every show that is organized in your community, wherever it is, there's a show promoter. This is the guy that rents the space, that sells the tables, all that stuff. They're known as the promoter. All you have to do is just contact them, email them, call them, text them, whatever, and just ask if they have any tables available for their upcoming show and if you can reserve a table. Tables can range anywhere between like $20 all the way up to like, I don't know, $250, $500, depending on the size of the show, right? But usually on average, the shows that I go to, they're usually between like $40 to $60, okay, for a table, which is small compared to the advantages that come with that, guys. So don't feel like that you're priced out, or don't feel like don't want to spend that type of money on a table, because the advantages far outweigh the cost, okay? So that's basically it. You just have to contact a promoter, ask them to reserve a table, pay the fee, and then you're in. Boom. Okay? Just make sure that you do it at as much in advance as possible, because don't expect to show up the day of the show and reserve a table. They usually sell out. The way that the market is right now, the way that the hobby is, all these shows, they sell out of tables, okay? So try to contact the promoter several weeks in advance and try to reserve those tables as much as you can, okay? As early as you can. Okay, now that you know why you want to set up a card show, now that you know how to set up at a card show, let me tell you how to prepare and what to do to prepare when you're at a card show, okay? Number one, you must bring a display case. Do not think that you're just going to lay out your cards. I'm going to use these examples. Do not think that you're just going to lay out your cards on the table like this and that's going to be okay. So I've seen some people do this. I am not a big fan of it. Number one, because it doesn't display nicely. It looks like somebody just squatted at a table and they're just putting their stuff out there. It doesn't look like they're legit. Okay. Number two, you run the risk of somebody taking your cards, which is, unfortunate to say, but this happens sometimes. When they're not locked up in a display case, somebody can easily take a card. Okay. And then number three, it's just like, if you guys are going to spend the time, effort, and money to reserve and set up at a table, you need to do it the right way. All right. So number one, you need to buy a display case, and display cases can range anywhere between like $20 all the way up to like $200, $300, depending on the type of display case that you could buy. You can go to any arts and crafts store like Hobby Lobby, Michael's. They usually sell some type of display case that is suitable for cards. Anything from like a jersey case, a pennant case, picture frame, something like that, okay? And they're pretty well priced. You can go on Amazon, okay, and buy specific graded trading card display cases. They're like $75, $80 a piece, okay? You can buy it on Amazon. Just search graded card display case. You can go to specialty online display stores where they sell really nice high-end cases, okay? You can go on Craigslist. You can go on OfferUp, Facebook Marketplace, and find used cases, okay? Whatever it is, there is no excuse. There are many opportunities to get cases all over, no matter what your budget is. So go out and find one and get at least one case for your display. If you get a 6-foot table, you're probably gonna need at least 2 normal size display cases, if not 3, okay? So keep that in mind, okay? So first thing is, buy a proper display case so that you can have a nice professional layout, okay? And then real quickly, I'll talk about this. When you lay out your cards, okay, in the display case, make sure you do it in a pleasing manner, okay? Meaning you want to display your cards, give them plenty of room where you can display them correctly like this, where people can clearly see the whole entire card. So many times I see people who have too many cards on display, they'll stack the cards like this, okay? In a row. And the problem with this is it obstructs the view of the cards underneath. And that's not going to help you sell, guys. You don't want people to try to figure out what type of card is behind this, okay? They'll do it like that. They'll do it like this. Sometimes people just stack all the cards on top of each other. You don't want to have a cluttered display case. You want to have it nicely clean. Everything is easily, you can see everything, and it's displayed nicely so that they see your cards, they can admire your cards, and then they'll want to buy your cards, okay? Do not have a cluttered display case. Next thing is, you want to price your cards, okay? You want to have a display sticker on the top of the card so people can see the card, they can see how much you're asking for it. Do not, 90% of people do this, okay? And I'm not a fan of this, say what you will, but I believe that you should have a sticker on the card to display the price. Most people don't display the price on the card for a couple reasons. Number one is they don't even know the price of the cards and they have to look it up, which is a totally different, what I'm gonna get into later on. Number two, maybe they don't want to change the price because the price changes or fluctuates. Or number three, they're just too lazy to do it, okay? Whatever it is, believe me when I tell you that a customer appreciates it when they know the price. When they don't have to ask the seller what the price is, they can kind of clearly see it, okay? And then they can have it in their mind, whatever that card is valued. Because most people, they don't know what cards are, unless they're looking for a specific card and they know the value of that card. Most people don't know how much a card is worth or what it's valued at. All right. And they don't want to be asking the seller every time, especially if the seller is engaged in conversation with somebody else. They don't want to have to wait to ask or interrupt. Okay. So just make it easy on everybody. Price the cards clearly so that people, when they're just looking through your display case, they have an idea of what these cards cost. Okay. Next tip is you want to bring something that you can take notes, you know, like where's my thing? Like a little notepad or something, okay? Where you can kind of keep track of your sales records at the show, where you can kind of take notes of deals and things like that. You want to bring something that you can write on. That's a given. If you don't do that, then use your phone, the notes on your phone, whatever. But just understand that it's a lot easier when you have a piece of paper and you can just take down notes, or you have a pricing list that you can easily reference, okay? Next tip is, in your display case, you want to prioritize the cards that you want to sell or that you want to highlight in your display. So, for example, okay, if you have like 5 rows, okay, 5 rows in your display case like this, right? You want to put your best cards in the middle, all right? In the middle to draw attention to your case, all right? And also, if you want to sell that card, you put it there so people, that's the first card that they see. You don't want to hide the best cards that you have or the cards that you want to move. You don't want to hide them in the corners of the display or at the top where people don't really see them. You want to put it in the first 2 or 3 rows of your display case so that people, that's the first thing that they see, okay? Highlight or prioritize the cards that you want to sell or move. Also, if you have like a card that you really want to display for eye candy, like let's just say it's a really rare card and you think that it will get you a lot of attention, put that in those top 3 rows also, so that people, when they see it, it catches their eye and it draws them to your table. All right. Next, make sure you bring cash. So unless you're set up to take credit cards or you prefer Venmo, Zelle, PayPal, whatever, make sure you bring cash. Make sure you bring change, because people will give you $20 bills for like a $2 card, and they're gonna expect you to make that change. Okay. Don't expect people to have exact change or anything like that. That is on the seller. So make sure you bring the proper change. Unless you have a partner there to help you, make sure that you bring enough water and snacks to sustain yourself during these shows. Some of these shows are like 6 to 8 hours long. And unless you have a partner there to give you a bathroom break or somebody to bring you food or water, you're gonna be sitting there or standing there most of the time. So you're gonna wanna make sure that you're well hydrated and that you have something to snack on just in case you get tired, okay? Next tip is you want to go early to set up at the show. Do not show up late to these shows, guys, because people who spend money, they go right when the show starts, okay? Because they want to get first dibs on all those cards. They want to pick through everything before the massive crowds come. So you want to be there on time, if not early, okay? Go there early, set up your table, and then you get first dibs on all the other sellers' tables before the customers get to come in, before the rest of the public gets to come in, okay? So show up to the show early, set up early, make your rounds and see what kind of cards are available, okay? And then stay late. Do not leave early, guys. Some of the best deals happen at the end of the show because people naturally want to come to the end of the show to get discounts or whatever. So you want to be there, okay, towards the end, because you never know what kind of deal will materialize towards the end of the show. Do not leave early. Even if you don't sell anything all day and you feel discouraged, do not leave early unless you absolutely have to. Okay, and then the last tip I'll tell you guys is going back to my other videos where I talk about seller etiquette, things that you have to do, you know, standing up, talking to people, making eye contact, being conversational, being friendly, do not sleep, do not eat at your table, things like that. follow those rules, okay? Because you remember, when you're on the other side of the table as a seller, you have to take on that role of providing customer service. Don't be so casual about it, okay? If you treat it seriously, people will buy cars from you because they will appreciate that level of service, okay? So be friendly, be nice, be approachable, follow the rules of etiquette, all that stuff, and then you guys will do well, okay? So that's basically my basic tips on how to prepare at a card show. This video is running a little bit long, so hopefully, I'm not going to really recap too much about this. If you have questions, DM me on Instagram at The Great Curator. If you find value in this video, please like, please subscribe, please share this. I do appreciate that, guys. And trust me, if you try setting up at the table at least once, you will become addicted to it just like me, and you will try to do it at all the future tables, at all the future shows in the future, okay? And then let me just say one more thing about this, guys, and then that's it. I'll sign off. Is that don't be intimidated. You do not have to be a business. You do not have to be one of the bigger players in this game to set up a table. Anybody can set up a table, okay? Anybody can set up a table. It doesn't matter what type of cards you have. Don't feel intimidated. Try it one time. You'll love it, okay, guys? So that's it. My video is running too long. I don't want to continue to rant. If you guys have any questions, leave comments below. I'll try to respond as much as I can, but I do appreciate the support. Thank you so much, and I'll see you guys next time.